Hello everybody, welcome to a fantastic new week. My name is Vida and you're welcome to Signposts with Vida. Now, we're going to talk about another experience. I had mentioned that I was going to give you guys a mixed box of experiences I've had and hopefully we'll glean value from it. Now, this particular experience was on the not so pleasant, in fact, no need to be politically correct. It was a nasty experience. But I shall tell you all about it. The woman met her match. That's all I can say. Now, so a few days ago, I went shopping for a few accessories. Actually, I bought this in the ladies' shop. Now, I walked into the shop and we know this is the Christmas season and lots of organizations, supermarkets as well as organizations, shops are all doing some sale of some sort. So I walked in there and I asked, do you have any sales or discounts ongoing? And the woman looked up and said, no, they don't. I had made a half turn, to leave the shop when I just said, might as well look around since I'm still here. So I took my time and I literally combed through the shop. And so I asked her, oh, that item, I sent it forward. How much is it? And she said she cannot remember the price right now, and so she wasn't going to sell it right now. First of all, I was like, that's a bit weird. You cannot punish your customer for your lack of, let's just say records at this point in time. But I took it on the chin. So I said, okay, so how am I going to know what the price is? Because I would like to purchase it. Remember, I didn't look like I could afford probably even more than a bottle of Coke. So she said, she doesn't know. Sure, I can see that it's expensive. And I now wondered, I asked you for the price. I didn't ask you whether it was expensive or not. And so she said, it's the only one left in the shop. I looked at her and said, Madam, it's the only one left in your shop. But it wasn't the only one that the manufacturers made. And there would be another shop, that would have the same item. But I would like to know the price. When she realized clearly, that I wasn't going to take her sarky nature, lying down, she now said, 10 years ago, my mommy would have been able to buy it for me. Whoa, okay. I figured that was a compliment hidden somewhere, that I looked so good, so young, that she was matching me 10 years ago to somebody whose mom was still paying for her groceries and her desires. But hey, I took the compliment quietly and put it to her that if 10 years ago my mom was not willing to buy it for me, it simply means 10 years ago I couldn't afford it. Anyways, she took my number when she realized that I wasn't going to pass on her bad behavior and all that. Now, it got to the point of making payments. You see, it's just that she has nice items, and I will not take away that from her. But I am deliberately not even mentioning the location of her shop, much less the name of her shop, because I don't believe that we should promote bad behavior and bad experiences. When she rectifies herself, we will sing her praises. Before then, we will be mute. Anyways, time to make payment. Her POS had issues. I had noticed it would debit customers and it wouldn't reflect at the end. And she was very, very harsh and nasty about it. Go to your bank, go and solve it and all that. Very, very nasty behavior. So when it got to my turn, I asked her, so how do we do it? Is it the same POS that has issues? Or do I do a transfer to you? She said, no. They don't do transfer again. In fact, they have shut it down and all. And I wondered, I said, okay, so what's your solution? She said, there is an ATM next door. And I looked at the sun, looked at the weather. And I said, how many of your customers would actually go out and then come back in. And she said, if they don't come back, they put their things back in the shop and all that. I mean, the entire A to Z of this woman's sales engagement with me was a capital H for horrible. Well, I had a bit of time on my hands that day, and I had come out with a purpose. If I had invested enough time finding pieces I liked, then I was going to also go and find the money and come and pay her. I went, did other things, got the money, came back to the shop, made my payment, and I think at that point in time, she must have realized that it's like, actually, this girl has money. Well, so I looked at her staff and I just felt like, wow, they were working in very oppressive, negative, infused environments. My heart really goes out to them because all of them were just looking subdued and nervous, about to accuse one of them for something the girl didn't even do. I had to speak up and say, no, she wasn't going to do that, and she backed down and said, Oda, such poor behavior. Anyway, what did I learn from that experience? I realized very quickly that I have matured and that I have my anger, I have my reactions reasonably under control. The former me would have seen that bad behavior and walked out of her shop and say, with you and your items. But this time around, I said, nope, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna buy what I wanna buy. And I'm going to give you grief wondering if I can afford to pay, which I did. I paid. The other thing I also realized was that, we have a choice to determine how far we can let people put us down. I didn't look like I wanted to be addressed, which is great, but beyond looking how I want to be addressed is that I knew my worth and my value. And so, looks or not, I did not allow anybody push me around. I asserted myself politely but firmly and clearly. And lastly, when you go shopping and you see something you really like, if the price is beyond your budget, that's okay. Go home, save up for it. When you have the money complete, if you still like the item, buy it. But don't let anybody tell you anything is too expensive. It's only a matter of time. You'll get there. Have a fantastic new week. God bless you. Bye.